Hi, my name is Edna, and I am a full time executive virtual assistant working from home in Ghana. And basically, I'm here to help anybody who wants to work remotely figure out how that looks like. So, I get a lot of questions. So, you're a remote worker, you work from home. How does that look like? Does that mean you sit at home and type all day? And so I'm just here to help you on your journey or transitioning to become a remote worker or a part time worker from home. So, remote work typically means that you do your work outside a traditional office. Okay, so it means that you don't have to go into an office to do your work. Once you have internet, once you have access to the Wi-Fi, you can do your work and deliver on time. So some people travel to work, some people work from restaurants, some people work from cafes. What is most important is that they deliver their work, and the work that needs to be done gets done. But here's the catch: there's a bit of a difference between remote work, hybrid work, and freelance. So, if you are a remote worker, that means that you do your work from home. You are employed or contracted by a company, but you work mostly online. You don't have to go into the office to do your work. If you're a hybrid worker, that just means that you split time between the office and home. So there are days where you go into the office, and then there are days where you work from home. So that's hybrid. Now, if you are a freelancer, that means that you are self-employed. You work with companies, clients, individuals on a short-term basis. And so if somebody says, I'm a freelance graphic designer, that's 100% different for somebody who says that I am a remote customs or customer support assistant for a company. Those two are not the same thing. Their similarities are there, but they are not the exact same thing. So now let's get into types of remote roles. So now when this whole wave of remote roles started to pop up, most people associated it with just roles that come into tech. But that is far from the truth. There are so many industries that you can work in as a remote worker or somebody who is looking to transition into the remote work world, either full-time or part-time. So the admin roles, virtual assistants, executive assistants, project management, project managers, project support, project administrators, basically everything that supports the actual work on the ground. You mostly do behind the scenes work, but it's actually very, very critical work that every organization, if not all organization, need to run their operations smoothly. So we also have creative roles. We have social media management, graphic design, copywriting, editing. These are more artistic, and these require a lot more expressiveness, but basically there are rules that you can enter, you can do remotely. Then there are technical rules. So we've got technical rules, which is what most people at a point were thinking remote work is all about, but that's not it. There are the data analysts, the IT designers, there are the tech support, web developers, anything more techy, you put it under that category. Then we have more customer service roles, so people who can either directly be on the phone lines answering questions, or they are in DMs responding to customer queries, anything customer service related. It can be done remotely, and people are actually working in roles such as this. Now, the catch is the whole remote scene is evolving, and while all these different criteria that I've given you exist, we have gotten to a point where there can be such a mix and blend that there's no clear difference. So you can see someone who is working in admin but is also in the creative space, designing flyers for the company, etc., company or clients, that is. So now there's more a mix and match for remote work, and you can't always stipulate or put it or box it within just one area. If you are looking to work remotely, you need to ask yourself, what are my skill sets? Or if you don't have the skills directly yet, what am I willing or able to learn so that I can fit into some of these criteria? Will it be admin? Will it be customer service? Will it be tech? Now, here are some myths about working from home. Number one, you have to be very, very techy, for lack of better expression. Some believe that you need to be very, very useful with a computer. You need to be very tech inclined before you can work remotely. That is far from the truth. Like this said above, there are so many rules that you can venture in, and all you need essentially is just your laptop, and you can get into it. A laptop and clients or a company to work for that matter. Another misconception about working remotely is that remote workers don't work, they are just online. Wow, that is a far cry from the truth. a very far, far, far cry from the truth. Remote workers are some of the hardworking people that you can come across because, hey, if they don't have boundaries in place, I bet you they can work from morning till the next day and still keep at it. So you are not just chilling online, you are working from home. That's the only difference. Another myth is that remote work is lonely and isolating. Wow. So that is why it's important that if you're making certain career decisions, you think about it thoroughly before you venture into it. There are some people who are more extroverted, they can't do, okay, hard as they try, they may not be able to do with not having to go into an office, seeing their colleagues, chatting, talking, and working directly with their managers and their colleagues. Other people, this fits them just fine. And for others, they are bits in between. It just suits them fine. They're able to work or thrive in either area. So these are things that you look at, you consider before you venture into remote work. But essentially, it is not lonely. You are working, you have people, you have deliverables, you have tasks that you need to submit. There's absolutely no way remote work is lonely. Sure, it may not fit your personality type, but it does not mean it is something that you cannot do. My last myth is that remote work is unstable and it is not long term. This honestly depends on you as the individual, okay? So the world is evolving and most companies are switching to remote work, most companies are switching to hybrid. People are working, running companies from their homes and they need support. Remote work is not just a thing that COVID brought us. It is here to stay. And so if you are looking into remote work, don't let this fact that it's not long term scare you. It depends on you really and how you are able to put yourself out there, land roles, land jobs, and work efficiently and deliver. The more you work efficiently, the more likely that you retain your clients and people who patronize. A trick is to position yourself as a valuable asset so people can come to you, require your services, you solve a problem for them, and then you are paid to do that. To wrap up, remote work is not just a post COVID experiment that has just come and will be fading away very soon. The world of remote work is here and it is here to stay. If you are looking to transition into remote work, worry not, fear not. It's something that is possible. Practically anybody and everybody can do once you have a laptop, once you have Wi Fi, and once you have grit and drive. There's a field that you can enter. Thank you so much for listening to this particular video. I'll be sharing more tips. Please stay tuned and enjoy. See you in the next video. Bye.